Episode 56 HS August 22, 2023. Dear one of 13 Assistant Attorney Generals, attached is a letter to the Director of NIAID. Dear Assistant Attorney General. Attached is a letter I sent to National Institute of Allergy and Infectious Diseases, NIAID, Director Dr. Jeanne Marrazzo, former Acting NIAID Director Dr. Hugh Auchincloss and National Institutes of Health, NIH, Director Dr. Tabak regarding regulation and potential shutdown of PM2.5 polluting indoor residential wood burners. The letter asks Dr. Jeanne Marrazzo to apply a parallel track in 2023 to indoor residential wood burning pollution, allowing a parallel track of both EPA wood stove certification, which is known to be ineffective in controlling PM2.5 pollution, which is known to cause antibiotic resistance, which makes pandemics of infectious disease more likely and uncontrollable, alongside a complaint-based system based on PurpleAir PM2.5 monitor data from the yards of near neighbors of indoor residential wood burners. Dr. Anthony Fauci, Dr. Jeanne Marrazzo's predecessor at NIAID, in 1989, allowed a parallel track of both Food and Drug Administration, FDA, use of AZT following clinical trials rules of use of that one AIDS drug which had a side effect of blindness, alongside allowing use of a second drug during a clinical trial, Ganciclovir, which cured the blindness that was a side effect of AZT. I previously sent you a letter asking for you to include in your suit against the EPA, a suit that will commence if the EPA does not reply by August 24, 2023, and ask for a complaint-based system of regulating indoor residential wood burning, using data from PurpleAir PM2.5 monitors in the yards of near neighbors who complain of PM2.5 from hyper-localized indoor residential wood burners, even and especially those indoor residential wood burners which are already ineffectually certified by the EPA, that violate the EPA's own national ambient air quality standards, NAAQS, emission limits of 35 micrograms per cubic meter in a 24-hour period. Currently, if a near neighbor's complaint is made to a local health department, a complaint using federal NAAQS exceedance data is not considered as a basis for a complaint against neighboring indoor residential wood burning, nor a basis for shutting down the wood burning appliance if the indoor residential wood stove is federally EPA certified. Lawsuits for nuisance are expensive and beyond the means of the average American, and not considered precedents in courts, generally. Contacting state agencies or other means of shutting down polluting wood stove use affecting the health and lives of near neighbors are not effective because decisions made by the EPA affect the decisions of state agencies. Although the scope of your lawsuit seems confined to asking the EPA to continue their wood stove certification program as is, only at a faster pace, consider the intent that should be behind asking the EPA to tighten their standards for wood stove certification on a regular basis. The intent of an environmental protection agency is to protect the environment, perhaps narrowly construed to be protecting air, water and ground from contamination from industries. But people who live in the United States should actually benefit from the environment being protected, even if getting the EPA to act quickly to continue as they have been acting, only incrementally changing, is the narrow aim of this lawsuit. Tightening wood stove standards on a regular basis should have the result of protecting the environment, as well as protecting the people of the United States from harm from the air, water, and ground if contaminated, and protect the world from hastening of climate change. That is a broad scope, but by contacting NIAID I am pointing out that the EPA's responsibilities are intertwined with public health responsibilities of other government agencies such as NIAID. Please try to accomplish something for the American people with this lawsuit, as well as keeping our air, water, and ground theoretically pristine. As a state administrator, you may think that, taking a narrow focus, I am not your constituent, but by commencing to sue a federal agency, you are representing me as a citizen of the United States and as your constituent. Thank you. Sent to Cody.Doig@alaska.gov Alaska Senior Assistant Attorney General Cody Doig. Jason.James@ilag.gov Illinois Assistant Attorney General Jason James. Goldstein@oag.state.md.us Maryland Special Assistant Attorney General Stephen Goldstein. Turner.Smith@mass.gov Massachusetts Assistant Attorney General Turner Smith. Peter.Serdo@ag.state.mn.us Minnesota Special Assistant Attorney General Peter Serdo. Lisa.Morelli@law.njoag.gov New Jersey Deputy Attorney General Lisa Morelli. Nicholas.Batino@ag.newyork.gov New York Assistant Attorney General Nicholas Batino. Paul.Garahan@doj.state.or.us Oregon Attorney in Charge Paul Garahan. Steve.Novick at DOJ.State.or.US Oregon Special Assistant Attorney General Steve Novick. Nick.Persampieri at Vermont.gov Vermont Assistant Attorney General Nick Persampieri. Caroline.Kress at ATG.wa.gov Washington Assistant Attorney General Caroline Kress. Chris.Wrights at ATG.wa.gov Washington Assistant Attorney General Chris Wrights. Jennifer at ScleanAir.gov General Counsel, Puget Sound Clean Air Agency Jennifer A. Dold.